Hello and welcome to Andrea's Angle. That is the new channel name. I hope you like it. I think it's appropriate for the type of things that I wanted to talk about here on this channel. Today, what's kind of on my mind, I'm just going to kind of free flow it today. I have some other topics lined up that I would definitely want to discuss. But right now, what's currently on my mind is I'm really concerned about the financial system. And I think a lot of people are, right? There's a lot of uncertainty going on and there's Doge. It's March 2025. There's Doge. A lot of secrets coming out right now. A lot of dark, dirty secrets coming out. And there's just a lot of turmoil and upheaval. But how this all kind of ties into this channel and how the kind of things I'd like to talk about is I think that we've been lied to. So, let me put it this way: if all these other secrets are coming out and all these things are being revealed, then it's not a far stretch or a far cry to say that we've probably been lied to about who we are as a human, about our true divinity, about our true powers, right? Our true abilities. So that all being said, I feel like it's important as we go through these times to start to really wake that inner strength and that inner power up. And that's kind of what I've been focusing on. I've been kind of in retreat mode, if you would, just not like out on retreats, but just in my house, doing a lot of meditating, doing Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. Different things like this, right? And I'm just like really just trying to get in touch with that inner power that I believe we all have. None of us are, and this is something that I knew as a child. I knew as a child that I was special, that I was here for a reason. There was something important going to happen in my lifetime, and there certainly is some important stuff happening here in this lifetime. So, you know, yeah, that's all true, coming to be true so far, right? So I just think that it's important that we understand that if all these other lies have been perpetrated against us or on us, then let's take a look at who we really are as a human race, right? And Greg Braden talks a lot about our human potential and our divinity. He even wrote a book. I have it over there called Pure Human, and he talks about all the science that's come out recently. And Dr. Joe talks about all this stuff as well, just like the epigenetics, that disease, is a product of the environment, and the environment is a product of our thoughts, and our thoughts create chemicals that create emotions, and then talk to our cells and our body and create these proteins. And if we're having the quality of our thoughts and the quality of our true emotions affects our health, right? It can go both ways. And this has also been proven with the placebo effect, right? So there's a lot of science that proves all these things. It's not debatable. Like it's pure science. And there's a lot of people talking about it. There's a lot of movements happening. Dr. Joe Dispenza is one of them. Bruce Lipton is one of the first people that actually discovered this back in the day in the lab with two separate petri dishes that were, anyway. There's so much information out there. I can't go into all of it. It's just great though, right? It's great to know, like, what I always knew as a child, and you may have as well, is true, that we really are special, powerful beings. As a child, I knew that. Life has its way with us. It's different. We start to conform and just kind of get beaten down, and we tune into the programming, and we just like we become victims. This whole victim mentality is an arching theme that's been put on us. It's been put on us. It's not our true self. It's not our true divinity. It's not what we came into this world knowing. We didn't come into this world thinking I'm a victim of the system. You know, these are things that are being put on us artificially. Also known, what a new term I like is called forced reality. And I feel like as we each individually just kind of come to realize these things, and there's so many awakenings happening, and it all started back in 2020 when people started to realize there's a forced reality. This isn't real. It's not an organic, natural reality. It's totally forced on us. So a lot of that, they went too far, right? They just got just real brazen. they got real brazen and just arrogant with it, and just like, huh, we're just gonna slap this COVID on you and tell you what's up, and you know, oppress any other thoughts. And something I heard interesting the other day is a little bit off topic is if you're not allowed to criticize it or you're not allowed to question it, then it's a psyop. A guest on Joe Rogan said that. And I really like that. So that, it's good just to have just kind of parameters of like, okay, if I'm not allowed to talk against it, why? Who's benefiting, right? So I don't want to get into the weeds of all that stuff. There's so many psyops that we've been living in, so many forced realities, and they're just crumbling right now. But one of the things that's crumbling is our financial system, and it was set up with an end in mind. Like, it was never designed to last eternally. The people that created it knew that. There's all kinds of literature on that, that you could read about. Um, but yeah, it was never set up or designed to last eternally and to serve the people, right? It's a slave system. So as these realities are coming to an end, we're in the turbulence. Like, it's happening. I'd like to say that, um, as people, what can we do? So there's also science and evidence that when people meditate, that crime rates go down in a certain area, like when they have intention or they focus on that, which shows that we are creators of this reality, that we are powerful beings, and we do have an impact and an effect on how things happen. So that's kind of what my message is today, is to not get caught up in the fear, because trust me, I don't want to live through a financial collapse. I can go down that fear path, but let's not. I'm just like, hey, I'm just pulling myself out. I'm sticking to my meditation, sticking to the outcome that I do want. So a big thing that I've learned the last couple of years is to focus on what you do want. Focus on what you do want. I learned that too when when I was training people at work. If I tell them don't do that, all they hear is that. They don't hear don't. So I learned to focus on what you do want. State what you do want, focus on what you do want, and feel the emotion. And to manifest it, you have to, I would say have to, but the strongest way to manifest is not just your thought, but is your heart, right? So your thought sends it out and your heart draws it in. It's like, this is the messenger, and then your heart is the magnet. And your heart, meaning it's the emotion. So if I want to feel the emotion of freedom, right, I want to feel the emotion of liberation, I want to feel the emotion of security, or whatever it is, right? So if you catch yourself going down a spiral, thinking about all this, the news cycle, or the Doge, and I'm glad that they're finding all this fraud and waste, by the way. But it's also the psychological impact on it is that those that still trusted the government are going to start to question, can we trust the government? Is the government good for the people? This has implications that will ripple through our society for the weeks to come. I don't think it's going to be, and maybe months to come. I don't think it's going to be years. We're in a rapid fire change cycle right now. Things are just rapid fire happening fast. Minds are changing quickly. Secrets are being revealed. Like, things are just boom, boom, boom. So I don't think this is going to, it may ripple for years, but I don't think it's going to take years to change, for the change to occur, and whatever that change may be. But brings me back to the point of this video is that we can have an impact on what that change is with our thoughts and our emotions. So that's my message today, is let's focus on what we do want. What I do want is, I do want to be able to keep my house through this. I want to be able to pay my house off. I want to be able to have some security, have some stability in my life. So that's what I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to focus on the what ifs, and there's so many there's so many timelines and so many directions that things can go on. But if we as a people um, start to manifest, I think we can have an impact and have an effect on the actual outcome. Because again, we have been lied to about who we really are as a species and as a human race. Because if we knew who we really were, we wouldn't be as easy to control and to manipulate. Um, so Yeah, I think it's the great rising, right? Let's focus on what we do want. And with that, we'll talk to you later. That was Thanks for joining Andrea's Angle.